Hey, how you doing everybody? My name is CherryBoy, and welcome back to Wolf Tales. Let's get right back into it. Having already cleaned my back dutifully, it seems Mirari plans on moving straight on to her next self-assigned task. Jeez, that girl sure is a hard worker. You can say that again. Though right now, you look far more tired than she does. Me? Fuyu nods. You're tired, right? Take a nap. You should take a nap before dinner. Take a nap. I'm suspicious of you. But take a nap. Maybe you're right. I can certainly do with a bit of shut-eye. I'm sure Mirari would wake me up once dinner is ready. What the hell. I might as well. I'm gonna sleep for a bit. Don't let me sleep through the dinner, okay? Of course. Rest well, human. With a smile on my face, I close my eyes once more and sink into the cushioning of the couch. Overcome by feelings of both comfort and exhaustion, I begin to fall asleep in a matter of seconds. No.
Juan, wake up. You're awake. Sorry to disturb your slumber.
Don't worry about it. What's up, Mirari? Is dinner ready?
Yes, almost, but before that.
For you! She's sleeping! And I already got a CG! The moment I attempt to stand up, I realize what Mirari is staring at. It seems that at some point during my slumber, Fuyu started to snuggle up against my body, ultimately succumbing to the urge to nap. Where am I at, though? I see a pillow. Unless that's me? Well. With her legs propped up on my lap. Oh, I'm over that. I think I'm over there. With her legs propped up on my lap, she has gradually fallen asleep and is now sleeping soundly next to me. Wow, Fuyu seems like a completely different person when she's asleep. I'm in two minds about whether I should actually wake her up or not. Looking down at the peaceful, content look on Fuyu's face, I feel a slight tug inside of my chest. Contrary to the attitude she usually displays when she's awake, Fuyu currently looks like an innocent, adorable little puppy. How on earth could I put an end to that?
Let her sleep a while longer. Dinner can be reheated anyway. It would be a shame to wake her unnecessarily.
Yeah, I guess you're right. After all, Fuyu must be pretty tired if she's willing to sleep on my leg. Hearing my take on the matter, Mirari smiles and shakes her head.
I don't think that's the case at all. I understand how Fuyu's actions must seem to someone who doesn't know her well, but the truth is, Fuyu is more insecure and needy than she lets on. Fuyu is just too afraid to let others know how she truly feels.
Mirari takes a seat next to Fuyu on the floor while speaking tenderly. It's clear from her tone of voice that she cares about Fuyu, and even if Fuyu won't say so directly, I'm sure she feels the same way about Mirari.
Fuyu always putting up a tough front, but she's still just a young woman. She's been pushing herself to a frightful degree these past few days. Were it not for moments like this, I think she would collapse under the weight of it all. Fuyu is trying so hard to make everything right. No matter what I say to her, all she can think about is bringing me back home and returning to our clan.
Hearing Mirari's take on Fuyu's action, my impression of Fuyu begins to improve. I start to stroke the fierce young girl's head, treating her like a pet despite the displeasure she has already expressed to that end. Nonetheless, in her current state, Fuyu doesn't possess the presence of mind to reject my goodwill. Instead, her body moves on its own. Fuyu's head moves towards my hand, as though begging me to continue petting her. Yeah, pet the wolf girl, yeah!
Lick.
She's still fast asleep. Fuyu licks my forearm as I continue to pet her. Seeing that, Mirari lets out a soft sigh.
If only Fuyu was this honest when she was awake. If she was, then maybe the three of us truly could stay like this after all.
Stay like this? You mean in my cabin? Rather than avert her gaze or retract her words, as she has until now, Mirari looks down at Fuyu's sleeping face with a smile. After a few seconds of silence, Mirari opens her mouth once more, starting with an unexpected notion.
You know, Juan, there was a time when our pack leader ordered us all to kill Fuyu.
What? My eyes and mouth open wide at Mirari's revelation. Rather than address my surprise for her, Mirari simply continued to speak unabated.
It's the job of a pack leader to make tough decisions on behalf of everyone. They must do what's best, even if others wind up hating them for it. The order to kill Fuyu was one such decision. It was during one of the hardest winters the pack had ever endured. They hadn't found a permanent dwelling like the one in the mountain yet either. He said that we couldn't take care of a runt like her. She would just drag the whole pack down with her and cause us many hardships further down the track. At the time, nobody wanted to agree with him, and yet they all knew that he was right. It was nothing personal. She simply had to die for the sake of the pack. I swallowed my words several times as I tried to think of how best to respond to Mirari's revelation.
Dang, that's deep.
What could I possibly say in response to something so horrible, yet apparently necessary? Rather than risk offending Mirari and her pack by saying something tactless, I decided to ask the obvious question. What happened after that? Fuyu's still alive, so surely something must have happened. Mirari nods. I was only a cub at the time, the same age as Fuyu, so I don't remember any of this myself. But according to my mother, Fuyu's parents rebelled against the leader, saying they couldn't possibly kill their only daughter. And the leader took pity on them? Mirari shakes her head. He exiled them both, along with Fuyu. He said that if they wanted to raise her, they were on their own, and they would receive no further help from the pack. It was a tough decision, both for Fuyu's parents and for our leader, but everyone agreed that was just how it had to be. Mirari sighs as she thinks back on the decision her leader came to. Despite her personal feelings about Fuyu, it seems as though she bears no grudge regarding the leader's decision. Cold, heartless, yet always doing what was best for the pack. That's the kind of man our leader was. Not a kind, charismatic leader beloved by his followers, but a ruthless man of action. The kind nobody asked for, yet everybody understood why we needed him. Mirari speaks of the leader with a sad smile on her face. Seeing her mixed feelings come to the surface, a question pops up in my mind. Say, Mirari, given that Fuyu always calls you princess, am I right in thinking that the pack leader is? Mirari nods before I've even finished speaking. Yes, that is correct. Our pack leader is, or at least our previous pack leader was, my father. Regretting my question before I even ask it, I press on. Was? What happened to him? Did he step down from the role? In a manner of speaking. My father died 3 years ago, protecting the pack from a bear. Since then, my mother has taken over leading the pack in his place. She's been doing a fine job, especially considering how half-wolves usually think of female leaders. But unfortunately, I don't think the current arrangement will last much longer. Tears appear in the corner of Mirari's eyes as she recounts her father's courageous death and the burden of currently being placed on her mother. Despite Mirari's apparent desire to leave her pack, it's clear that she still thinks of them quite fondly. My mother, she is growing weary in her old age. She does not possess my father's strength, nor does she bear his unyielding will. It is only a matter of time before she is crushed, if not by the weight of her position, then by old age and sickness. When that time comes, the line of succession will lead to. Mirari opens her eyes wide as she suddenly realizes something. Hurriedly wiping her eyes and nose, she corrects her posture and attempts to clean up her appearance. I'm terribly sorry, One. We were talking about Fuyu, weren't we? My apologies. It was selfish of me to begin prattling on about my own circumstances like that. Before I can disagree with her, Mirari goes back to talking about her dear friend, Fuyu. When my father died, it was decided that we needed to increase the size of our pack to make up for his disappearance. Seeing this as an opportunity to rejoin the pack, Fuyu's family came to us, their runt now stronger than ever, and expressed their desire to return to our side. Bearing no personal grudge for the circumstances which led to their departure, they agreed to my mother's condition for their return, that Fuyu's family would serve mine forevermore. Since that day, Fuyu and I have been together, whether we liked it or not. And of course, over time, the two of us have grown close. Fuyu has become like a sister to me, and I cherish her more than anything. Whoa, this got deep. Exhausted from talking for so long, Mirari takes a well-deserved break and leans back onto the couch. Between making dinner, talking without pause, and recalling memories best left forgotten, Mirari has quickly depleted what energy she had left. I figured Mirari had her reasons for not wanting to tell me about her situation, but it looks like once she got started, she just couldn't stop. Who knows how long she's been holding all of that in, wanting to get it off her chest. I may not know much about half-wolves, but I get the feeling from her story that they aren't exactly the touchy-feely type. What's all this racket about? Yeah. Awakened by Mirari's story, Fuyu raises her head and begins to rub her eyes sleepily. Oh, morning, princess. Good morning, Fuyu. Evening? That's right, and I'm not the first one you should be greeting. Huh? Fuyu raises an eyebrow as Mirari giggles. Rather than wait for Fuyu to notice me, I place my hand on her shoulder.
Are you awake now, Fuyu?
Blah! Fuyu tries to jump back in surprise. However, since she's still sitting on my lap, her action serves only to bring the two of us even closer together. Why is this human? Fuyu's face turns bright red in an instant as she realizes where she is and what she's doing. Sitting on my lap, looking up at my face from so close that we could be kissing. Words continue to fail her. You fell asleep while we were snuggling. Explain properly.
You fell asleep while we were snuggling. Don't you remember, Fuyu? We were snuggling on the couch, right up until the moment when you fell asleep.
Snuggling? No, I would never. You must have moved my body while I was sleeping.
I did no such thing. In fact, I tried to separate from you, but you wouldn't let me go at all. You wouldn't let me at all.
Liar. There's no way I would do something so shameless. This is definitely all you're doing. Actually, one was quite careful not to wake you. They haven't moved at all since you two started waiting for dinner together. Dinner? At the mention of that magical word, Fuyu begins to sniff the air. Oh, right. Of course. That's what it is. I was just hungry and tired, and your lap was warm, so I naturally fell asleep on it. Silly me. Of course that's what happened. Why else would I be napping in a place like this? If that weren't the case, I'd never be caught sleeping on your smelly lap.
You don't need to get so defensive, Fuyu.
I am not getting defensive. I just don't want to be misunderstood, that's all.
Fuyu finally removes herself from my lap and runs over to the kitchen, lured in by the smell of food. Even after she reached the food, Fuyu steals a few glances in my direction, then quickly averts her gaze when I catch her.
I guess that's my cue. I'll bring dinner over in a moment. Just sit tight, one.
Alright. Having filled our bellies, Mirari, Fuyu and I sit down on the couch once again as we ponder what to do with ourselves. Alright. After napping earlier in the day, Fuyu and I are still full of energy. Mirari, on the other hand, seems like she'll fall asleep at any moment and is hanging on by sheer force of will.
Really, I'm fine. I'll go to bed when you do.
Okay. That's all the time I have for this one, everybody. But thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to see more, please hit that like button and comment down below. And please subscribe and hit that notification bell, as that would be epically appreciated of you. Yeah, I think this completes stuff. I'll pick it up in the next episode, and thanks so much for watching. And as always, my name is CherryBoy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!